Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, I just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join we 8 a.m. salon time from Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala now we had, I just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So
Good morning and welcome to another edition of a program we call Colores on we had na YouTube and on Facebook. One for tell you plenty thank you for what you don't join me, and one for apologize because we start the program late due to some technical thing where we dey actually try for put under control. Well, we not waste any more time. We actually go straight and begin look at the different front page them we come out today inside the different newspaper them, and we go as well after we don't read the different newspaper them the front page, we will come back and bring to you person we go actually come and give you opinion, tell we waiting in think about the particular story them we come out of the different newspaper them today. Well, we not waste any time. Like I say, we go with the very first paper for this morning. The first paper for this morning na the African 24 newspaper. African 24 newspaper gets APC SLPP have failed, says Dr. Kandeh Yumkella. And you as well get SLPP tactics for not votes. After record-breaking travel, where are the 300 investors? And you also get over-retention of vice president like Kaba, like Bio. This and other story there for inside the African 24. The next page, now the women's voice. We say 2023 is an year of rapid delivery, says Commissioner Max Kine. And you as well get United States support WFP response, and President launches securitized ID card. This another story there for inside the women's voice for this morning. And the next paper, now the Concord Times, we say total bloated school rolls exam malpractice. President Bio urged speedy issuance of NIN to pupils. And you as well get as hunger increase in Sierra Leone, US aid support WFP's response. CTC bauxite company pays 1.9 billion New Leone surface rents to put local. This is another story there for you inside the Concord Times. In the next paper, now the Independent Observer, we say man kills 3 children, wound 1. MPA Leone Rock for 3,500 new jobs. This another story there for you inside the Independent Observer for this morning. So in the next paper for this morning, now the Tribune Times, we say USAID provides 3.2 million emergency food assistance to Sierra Leone. And you get Unifiers Sierra Leone owes interfaith prayers across Sierra Leone. This is another story there for you inside the Tribune Times. And the next paper for this morning, now the Times newspaper will say violating court order on interlocutory injunction. AIG Johnson threatens K-Town residents. PR umpires Prince Macaulay presidential bees. This another story there for you inside this edition of the Times. And the next paper, now the AZ newspaper, will say President Bill launches first securitized ID card verification system. CTC pays 1.9 billion surface rent to locals in Putloko. Government award contract for upgrading Kailon Biodu Road. This another story there for you inside the AZ newspaper for this morning. And the next one, now the Guardian Post. We say excluding Sam Sumana is detrimental to the APC. And you get 84 days left for parliamentarians. President Bio, the workaholic of our time. The Creole heritage, and you as well get plenty other story with the inside the Guardian Post for this morning. The next paper for this morning, now the New Age newspaper will say 2023 is a year of rapid delivery, says Commissioner Mark Skine, and 15 billion loans to public enterprises in limbo. Small Chinese Spring Festival celebrates, attract online audience, and MTCA and NTB certify 50 participants after capacity building training. This another story for you inside the New Age newspaper. The Premier News gets President Bio launches securitized ID card and verification system. You get ICACEL revokes license of 2 practitioners. And you as well get Rose Cook's missing support epilepsy program. LRMG's One Nation tournament kicks off in Makeni. This is another story inside the Premier News, and the Standard Times gets 1.9 billion surface rent, Marampa and Mafoki benefits. This is another story for you inside the Standard Times. The next paper, now the Aroko newspaper for this morning, will say annual maternal death drops to 420 from 2,100 health ministers, the quote. And President Bio launches securitized national ID card. Sierra Leone, 3 others to benefit from World Bank. US 311 million renewable energy support. This is another story there for you inside the Aroko newspaper for this morning. Well, we try we get them in now for let them come and let we begin for talk about the different issues. But in the meantime, let me get a short break and we'll come back just now.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wala now we had, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for it in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when they cook the soup or plasas where they like pass all. So, now that make we dey bring to you this program where we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So, not forget to join we 8 a.m. salon time from Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala na we are, let's just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors. Some man really like for eat in the morning. Some people say them just like when they eat don't sleep. Other people say na the cow they like, especially when them cook the soup or plasas where them like pass all. So now that make we dey bring to you this program wey we call Colres, as we dey look at different story them na the front page and inside the newspaper. So not forget to join we 8 a.m. salon time from Monday to Friday, both Facebook and YouTube. Usai we go bring to una different guests them where they can help for talk about the newspaper. We are channel for the people, the voice of the voiceless.
Another morning again inside we had. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how news again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala na we are, let's just go to my kitchen.
All right, welcome back. We welcome back, and I want to tell you, say we actually get a guest. This guest now the first time this fella is joining me inside the program. You know, we actually do this particular thing, and this one, na person we actually I've been know for very long time. We a camper in work business is very much committed in how it do am. Well, this one, because of the kind commitment where it gets, it don't rise from different level them, say it don't reach to the position of manager. Well, presently, in the station manager for radio news song right na the eastern part of Sierra Leone, way na Kono. A name na Problem John Alpha. Welcome to the program this morning, Mr. Alpha, and for the very first time, we're happy for getting you in the show.
Thank you so much, Ali, for willing to give me this platform. This is a privilege for me, for me to go use this platform and reach people them with they far, near, and wide. Okay. And as the name implies, Kores, as you watch, I just there about for taking Kores.
Lovely. I be just want for ask you, say, what do you eat for Kores? If well last you eat
Rest before me so. Rest before me now.
Lovely. So now get a taste of that one day. Now what is the sauce of the Korea so you can eat?
Na beans.
Beans.
Don't say kono. Yeah, beans. Kono man, that small beans, you call them swear.
Okay. And I'm very happy that na beans, because beans actually na heavy duty. So I'm very happy that I eat this morning. So I no need for ask you last because you already did with the Koreans already.
Oh yes.
So but the question I go ask you and the picking and are not fet over the Koreans?
Well, we're not in fet because wait till you left now you eat. So if you not get Koreans na lunch no more you go get and go school. So everybody get in dish. Everybody get in dish. Wait till you left, now you get for it. So if they put them together.
Because I know them small one them, in as much as they can get a young, when they see something like the cow, they can want for go happy for the cow.
And waiting back in help, you know, as traditional people, would always when they don't cook then they dish, they say stranger chop. Sometimes they expect strangers at any time.
Yes.
Although you know they can't sleep, but they can't tell Adu. So stranger resting. That stranger pan. So stranger not come, any picking and get for benefit.
Then are the Koreans.
Yeah.
Oh God, you make a remember far. Anyway, I'm happy for getting on the program because it don't take long years we not able to forget this kind of connection. Exactly. So before we go further, I will just ask briefly how the Kono, how lifestyle like na Kono.
Well, life peaceful na Kono, as you hear in the background, people then there about the normal activities. You hear one loud music, self-acting, publicity they go on. That's one social activity.
Okay.
So that they tell you say Kono is peaceful, Kono is quiet, everybody they go about in business. But na a place where almost always politically charged.
Now, that I just
Previously,
want
it
to
can be,
ask you so.
yeah, previously it can be politically charged and chaotic, but this time around it is politically charged but peaceful. It is politically charged but peaceful. So people
So,
then they go
as
about
a
it normal.
journalist, now the first time this follow we see tension the day politically, but it not actually get violence.
Well, sometimes really usual. I mean, because most times whenever you get political engagement, some people can take calm, otherwise, and all the rest of it. But I want to believe from the workshops, the seminars, all of the teachings, it's all of the information that we all know are one of the hotspots in terms of violence over the years. So youths then don't graduate from them side them. Now we get positive youths them, and some don't engage in different areas because naturally or normally we can say the idol's mind is the devil's workshop. So to a certain extent, some are engaged, some they make engagement for themselves. So that don't keep them a bit off from where the place to be violent. So you don't get people them where they go give them any word or two for make them go distract their attention to what they do.
Okay, so if we
That's
did,
not be normal.
if we did talk about them things, then I will straight off. Okay, you go inside the first paper for this morning, where at the take I actually just don't shuffle them because I see this story where make I get interest for the way start with and first since you dey talk about Kono. And na Kono use self sidom as we dey talk so right now. So the story with this Kono now from Guardian Post, it say excluding Sam Sumana is detrimental to the APC. So what do you view in this particular story? With how this newspaper put them so?
Well, I want to thank the author. To a certain extent, I will share the same opinion with him. Out of experience, where me and the people that they rub skin eye as a practicing journalist. Members say the parliament now, which is foreseeable, get the amount of seats in a parliament that they speak volume, and it supports this particular statement that excluding this man, exempting him, now corner for me APC go get stands. It go look difficult because now people them believe in that one goal. Somebody mean they say, well, if you say may you get somebody, let you pay him, may go revenge for you, for no man are the best person. Because as the last elections, people them they say now protest vote, now revenge and all the rest of it. So in as much as they always say that the brother, they always they for medicine say any side the brother they say, and that's the income with the where they born the what the political party in a C4C, and that's not happening now. A slogan don't they wait and say akune now a Kono language meaning the head. So this is the slogan among Kono people that akune that this time round they want the head, and the head in terms of politics na salon is the presidency. And Sam Sumana at this position he wants. So all of the brothers and sisters will be on this side C4C or other side, and they always talk up.
So now look at this thing. Sam Sumana at one point we don't create the C4C. Usai he contest as presidential candidate, but he not able for make he just get seats in a parliament. So let me look at this. You think say because from what I understand and for waiting at the see within the APC, they're not even welcome am yet fine one. We mean say they not even accept a membership yet na the APC. And if you look at waiting in constitution, they try for say now only na the convention, then go get for go welcome and fine one na the party. So obviously, it not get for go for the position of flag bearer. So that's get for me, but it get for the part of the party. That still go get for affect the APC.
Well, yes, that's therefore affect the APC because whatsoever, owing to what I don't previously just expressed. Ali, recently I get information that Chief Sam Sumana gets plans for make it take a national tour for declaration for that position. And when you ask some staunch APC members, then they tell you, say, but it's just a waste of time. It is meaningless for him to go around when you don't even get the party membership. That is the other school of thought.
Yeah, because what thing I mean tell for us, the party membership it will get them, but not inside the delegate conference. But the question of flag bearer na unquestionable.
So, just like how they say, staunch APC people then before this time, now then get that opinion that meaningful for me to take that tour because you don't even get the membership status. Then when you get the view of young brothers and sisters, supporters specifically, then they say he's coming round. So it's a conflicting information. Coming to the area of the convention for me to accept them, when you listen, I don't listen to a senior member of the APC when we get a privileged conversation. The talk say what the constitution, one of the clauses they say, when you are sacked, if you are coming back, if they reinstate you, they are going to give you 5 years to observe you. He said that I have not read their constitution. But now that's it. When I senior member, I say, well, when they come, if they take them, they go for observer for 5 good years. So when you think of this, all of these things come at play, they see and say it is really conflicting. But from what may, then pull and they it gets something to affect the party when I'm negative because instead getting following.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
exactly. So I see some amount of shaking again at the corner, but that all depends on whether Sam Sumana really love the APC or he not love the APC. Because taking into consideration, then don't hot them yes instead of the hot, but if they don't go and now if they come back, then don't welcome them, but not formally get in membership. Okay, we actually don't get Tutu Rogers, Victor on the line. I know you know Victor, right?
I know I'm a big man, short man. What's my big man?
Victor, you get problem?
Yeah, is that probably Alpha?
Yes, nine.
Me na major man in radio station.
No, two don't come meet up so let me go now. Let ask you the question. We actually get the first paper where we they look inside this morning where na the Guardian Post. I need forget your view into this, Victor. The Guardian Post basically they say Sam Sumana is detrimental. Sorry, excluding Sam Sumana is detrimental to the APC. Of course, you know, say this story they talk about the corner votes. What do you think of this?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Where you give me for let I be part of this program.
Okay.
Several times you don't try, but there has been a struggle.
Yeah.
And today it's an opportunity. It's just unfortunate to Saturday.
It's okay, no
We're
problem.
not going to get me on video now. Next time I go there on video.
Not a problem.
But they will there some issue we make some gathering. But let me say this with regards to politics in Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
Sierra Leone is a very crucial place for politics. We are in speculation. We are dealing with politicians that are not honest, politicians that are not correct, politicians that are very selfish. They work for themselves. So what take it right now they got, you never know. Now what they command no money always you go to see. But they can deceive you with 1 second once at the end of the day they make the profit. They no one know what will be the thing where they cry for you for, or what you be they expect from them for, or what you trust them for. Last minute they can change and tell you say politician not to boss you for guarantee, or static. It can move at any time. So that's the position of politicians. But let me come to the issue of Sam Sumana, Haji Samuel Sam Sumana, with regards to politics in connection, in role in politics. Mind you, He has been a vice president in the then government. He run one term, make it 2 terms, he reached on side, he just kick out undemocratically, as Sierra Leoneans would look at him.
Yes.
But you know, at all will lead them to ECOWAS court. And from that ECOWAS court, he said so much about him very party will be done there.
Yes.
And it therefore go off him. And that can cause, because of trust, where it can instill into people and people sympathize with him for a situation where it be very undemocratic, as it was seen, and the court proceedings was not favorable by Sierra Leoneans, where we don't make people that be scared about anything they go to court with regards to constitution or whatsoever. So that's shaking the way move on to ECOWAS, and at the end of the day, he came back. But this trust make people the diaspora and here for let them make the new party where it can get C4C, for let it really come into light. And this C4C was really supported by the people that created division. Many way big, lion self get party.
Yes, true.
Snake self get party. So they get the one that will move with them from APC. And other political parties they admire their Cantora. And he was also supported by other political parties based on a scenario.
Correct.
Where it take place. So because that move was made, and he made so many confessions on record as against a boss by then, when the former president, Dr. Anes Nkrumah, and those statements are on record to date as I speak, for which even today, he will be questioned for those statements. And this shockingly can see Usai, somebody we don't talk about. They don't cram down, they don't say all sorts of war against her, and himself the man don't deal with her, so we will not be expect. He went there to beg a particular individual. He's human. He has his privacy. What he feel like he could do, but to the audience, to the ordinary people there, that was a wrong motive by people as perceived. For say, hey, this person will talk all kind of talk where it can go there, this and that, and make what they call this party. So automatically, since that time he did that, people took the party to be a dead party because the move was it was not called for by then, because he don't get a lot of followers, and their followers they believe in him.
And we even see within the party self where he is set up, even the member of parliament himself, where they not the C4C don't divide. And don't divide between the two major political parties right now. They not officially don't declare yet, but they don't divide by action.
That's the area I'm coming. When you do this, coming to the area where I really want bent or we don't reach it, the area of Emmergency.
Lamina, yeah.
Emmergency Lamina Honorable. Be sympathized with Sam Sumana situation because he had similar issue.
Yes, then being beaten. The forcefully move.
As a city mayor, he got the same on democratically and unlawful impeachment with her. So if you say, yes, Sam, we are in the same shoe, and they can come with the same voice. Why is he in a parliament now with the hope say he's with the right person of the same pain? Then you can see a quick change like that. They go like to the enemy, where disgracefully pull it out. So he became scary, and from that time started the division in Kono. So not enough consultation by Sam Sumana to in people there created a very big gap, and this gap does stand so strong. And Sam Sumana is now returning to a party where it all lost confidence, it all lost hope. Not that I not get young people that we go move with, but the movement of young people there, some might be giving him the face and not the heart for for let it breathe the last breath. That means the last cash you get. Now like they say that money be get now. Say APC be get so the kite all back. Or it now they will left you. You know that kind of thing. I am not just a speculation. So if this kind of thing happen, where ABC now like that kind vision, they come out then it in this kind of position now. It has a kid has to cross for let it really get the status of getting the flag bearership. I could vividly recall recently some during this lower election, something happened there, a saga where they call Dana Konomani into the mess. But Dana Konomani, according to her, every day out of the district, out of the country, where this thing happened. So upon her return, she was very desperate and angry, and it decided for charter for pay airtime to 5 radio stations. It put them on simulcast, and I listened to that statement very well, very angry. She talked about Sam Sumana, how they bring her into the APC party, and maybe they talk say she did all she could for let's see Sam Sumana did to that status. He said, but Sam Sumana, mind you, I said the spoiler, so this was very recent, very recent. He said Sam Sumana get mine with all the status he put until to that stage. The one bill and hospital, now that place. Sam Sumana say another degree, now that closer to his house. He said because during by then where he did as vice president APC. He said Sam Sumana be done in presidency Lolonte. He said he get my talk say that particular before they to run, they not for build any hospital there because in future we get for president. Now in gateway down there, he get for do all that thing there. So he say Sam Sumana will not get that kind of ambition Lolonte. He said there Sam Sumana go tell people they say they for sit down and grow.
Yes, we all hear that voice note and the video we see.
He said there's Sam Sumana again to the extent again go talk say. He said from that time to now let Sam Sumana point which he don't ever make his corner. So mind you, somebody will make Sam Sumana inside ABC.
Okay, so not only at this point.
Land quick.
Okay, please.
So with all the statement there, it says Sam Sumana get 2 decades way for cross for like really get the flag bearership. He said that today they not even near it. He said so how you go begin a member for be a flag bearer. And now Sam Sumana is there yesterday as current as yesterday. Except Fritaya. Now the party office Samuel Kamara be endorsed yesterday for let it be flag bearer by most of the members yesterday at the party
like
office. This is as recent
as former ministers then.
Thank you. This is as recent as yesterday.
Yes.
So you begin to watch what it happened to yesterday, and very recently they will go for Philip Neville in Beria. Sam Sumana was there. Samuel Kamara was there. The Beria was more of a politics campaign than the Beria itself. So you see all those kaba that are moving in groups. So and there is even a shaking between Samuel Kamara and Cherry Coco with regards to Yvonne Akisoya. The running that invited again. So when you look at all these chances, you begin to look how slim it is for Sam Sumana for the APC flag bearership. And you look at the detriment at inside and the supporters where it are already if you not get her.
So the question I put to you quickly before you end. The quick question I put to you, when I listen to Problem Alpha, it basically say in they talk with different people and a lot of people actually get the feeling for Sam Sumana still, yeah, like you say, a like how Snake Bat says let's get sports with the Falaram. Even Lion gets party. Okay? So but in say it could be detrimental if they exclude, Sam Sumana. Instead take the same idea with the paper. What do you make up of this? How detrimental
that's what I'm saying. I make a the
premise. Yes. So now we want you for hit to the point direct. How detrimental it will be for the APC?
I'm coming to Sam Sumana for Kono. It all left Kono in a disarray. I mean APC they try for Habub now say they can make a mark from the Kono people there, if Sam Sumana be a gateway. According to the former president, Dr. Anesbai Krumah, we go Kono, that was a promise he made again after they don't make this. For say, go let them make the Peking go as well because provision there for the Peking. And if this provision for the Peking it has become shaking again, then that means it has left the people in paradise. And that means at the end of the day, APC for a make way na the Kono very slim.
So in other words, from what they see as a journalist,
they look at it.
From what I see as journalists, the SLPP they make very good mark na Kono.
Definitely, and mind you, very recent, the SLPP, if not loved na Kono, but they don't go to the president, the retired Brigadier Julius Madabio, and a woman. Fatima, and mind you, Fatima came from Kono, from there, and today from there, the vice president, and so when we look at the names here, and look at the fastest development, they don't make it very quick, shortly, and they move out. More plans for the talk of the university.
You know, the truth of the matter is this particular election where they can get for me mystery election, but I will you the quick one and come over to problem. You waiting Victor Tutu Rogers don't actually say analysis in ground work where it all lay and all of them things in there. Now first of all confirm this thing. You did it?
Yeah, Ali. I get to now.
The first thing where Agwali you confirm, we hear from Victor say Diana pay 5 radio stations them for talk no more but Sam Sumana. That be
as a radio station manager, I not ever link any program.
Okay.
But 1 or 2 radio stations they go up where the first day it coincide with another program.
Okay.
So now the program first the person contact me, so they be there online. So at the end of the day, I think now only 1 or 2 stations. But for say 5 radio stations, sometimes it gets that intention. But in terms of actualizing it, radio news song na Kono 91.3, you know ever link any program like that.
Okay, so but now the question you listen to it in Victor don't say, yeah, he actually make the divide. Sam Sumana really yes important, but not as influential as it be used for be. You did it? Problem? Okay, I think we don't get issue with problem in line here and there, but like I'm over and I go straight off move away from that issue there quickly and maybe want to take another issue where instead gets to do with politics, and this time around I want to ask you briefly what do you make up of this, you know, the issue of Kandeh Yumkella here, Victor, you know, this one from the Africa 24 say APC SLPP have failed, says Kandeh Yumkella. And this again go together with this audio way they circulate now the social media. So what you make up of this?
This has been a political statement by Kandeh Yumkella since the time when he came for the be part of SLPP, they get himself in saga. You know, it gets similar business with Sam Sumana. These are the statements of politicians as I be the lady premise. Himself, he make few statements there where after he go off SLPP, he decide for can make a party. And when they make a political party for let you say get supporters, you have your negative statements you have to alter for people that buy and then they go be in support of you. So he did that also, that the 2 political parties have failed. He has been all wide this as his statement where they call it Santige, what they call it. That's done a normal statement than this. So with all this he has said, all this while I'm very much vibrant in parliament. Say get, you know, Sierra Leone politicians have the good, the bad, the ugly, and the bad, the ugly can overwhelm the good. good. SF, we will talk about why is it in Parliament by virtue of the status to say UN and CAM. You talk about the wardrobe saga, be one of the policies that will be really deviant for let us see, and that should have been at the detriment of Sierra Leoneans for politicians. They own selfish good. He was blamed for that. He talk about the additional increment for parliamentarians. They were there again. Everybody be there actually. Yumkella, so in Parliament, there you see they'll be very critical on some issues for let us see they come to friction. You also see the diaspora on one of the campaign that one day you go see whether it in a diaspora or Sierra Leone, you get right to vote. All that in the day it all bring. So now coming to the area of all the statements you say, but again, some people that all look skeptical about imposition, very shaking that a guy likely they return back to the SLPP in normal home. Mind you, Kandeh Yumkella's father, now foundation member of the SLPP, and the house is like Cambia, an SLPP home house for and we don't see who side the retired brigadier Julius Mada baby visit Gambia. He go right now the house outside the or to go team up shake and if he put Kolwata say he get a welcome back.
And we are inside this audio, Yumkella self don't tell we say it don't all word for 1 year and is still there in conversation with Marabio until they reach to the point where they get for each and not answerable to nobody.
Thank you. Then a politics politician at that. Then again we see who side after that incident day. A woman die. We see Usa Madabio go make a courtesy call. Now place do then it don't get 3 issues that we don't happen to her. Madabio don't visit all woman. Then Madabio invite on a team this past New Year.
Yes.
I mean this New Year we just enter. A visit on a team, he go. So they don't begin to see the close relationship. You think of how they were just after the flag bearer election, the last election, we Kandeh collect.
All right. Yeah. You did it?
Get a match day and go. But now this thing can happen. So people that don't look skeptical now, and if he talks say if he give calls for their work for President Bio, he will do once not the right thing for the development of the country. So all these statements have been looked into critically, and people that don't begin to look skeptical. Now we will be the talk for C. I don't shaking. Same way so NGC simply don't look shaking. So when you talk about politics in general. No, APC. Until we go for left like America and London. We're not 2 parties there no more. Because all the other parties there, now like they can hang on no more. Once I one shake they balance they go, they give support for no more let they get 1 or 2 seats. So I think we lost a really get for the refrain and make very strong laws who should be a flag bearer. And what if for being but this is the position currently with Kandeh Yumkella if he asks for the area of answer to that question partly.
So let's ask you another question, please.
No, we don't say all this, but this is the current position and it has been skeptical within party as they look at them, they study the situation now, and we are very close to election.
Okay. The question where they ask you, we all know the background of Kandeh Yumkella outside come up before he can inside politics. Now it in a parliament. And we know what have been the intention of Kandeh Yumkella now for lead the and get in party, contest election, win election and become the president of the country. You know, going to the SLPP, what do you think say go force and for go? Whose position where you speculate? Because a lot of people get waiting in the thing. I'm not sure it go left in party for go get ministerial position at the SLPP.
In governance, you go look at a particular now either from in party, but you can look at it say though I don't form the party, this not be my ambition, but I haven't studied the politics where I not be there before. I don't see now. Would there be a vision for really, truly, which it can study now in practical? For really see say it go ever become a president of Sierra Leone, though it get the charisma, but would there be the possibility? No. So if the possibility not there or a very challenging, then it want make a mark before age tell on people. They want make a mark in the history of Sierra Leone that not just guys, you know. Then sometimes it goes the side say remember speculation be there get try to say how Dr. Anes Kuma, former president, don't talk.
Yeah.
People they say they go APC for they go head because it be too critique now parliament. So that if he say something because of it be bounce on Malabu fast of the waiting they go on. So the biggest speculation APC one go now. So today now na SPP they talk. So the two party they meaning the two party don't call in name.
A lot of people know they talk about that. He as well say he want to resign from politics.
Yes, he go resign from politics. But a resignation in the area of politics, not visible. Not visible. He has become very much interested in politics. That I can say.
Okay,
and
I want to make a quick because of the so the question was asked is still on Yumkella.
A woman.
The question was asked still on this Yumkella issue. You know, you don't talk and say, before this time, we always they talk about the Alusen and Alassane. How you not trust the two political parties there. How now they're responsible for the backwardness of the country. How then are rogue, then they're very much corrupt. We you say challenge the last government. You know, they're not seek the interest of the people. So for at the end of the day, if we go for Siam at all in the SLPP or APC, what in this could mean for incredibility?
That tells you that politicians, one, they're not the same. They're not the way the title and for politicians. They're not the same, and they don't want to know how you they feel about it. Now, what they want to know, now their dream once they don't fulfill it. I mean, now only their positions are politicians that might be that they cost in mama or whatsoever. You know, one knows. You go say, let them no more, let them cost. Now the business, now then. Please, by ordinary one, so you don't get man go cost you, but when it move into that thing, that you hear they talk say, if now I let it cost you, no kaya, you know I let my rope, you not go near my bottle. That can't talk the day. But it go mean to Sierra Leoneans that Sierra Leoneans we set for license now and know how would they deal with politicians, because politicians they call out politics. They have so many tricks. Where the kid woman say is too poly. You know that word it's a poly. That means they play around with boku mande, and also politicians they play around with you with words, with your personality. With at the end of the day they must make gain. If a politician not a gain from you, never you. Now like Libani, if Libani not a gain nothing from you, you don't work for them. Because always they said foul now they put on out to one day in making money. So that's the position of politicians. So it's not these two politicians, it don't mean nothing. Now we they see and begin waiting no more, it leaves the ordinary people into wandering. So now some politician this man will not be the expecter. But before the man they come for a give them in vibes for a believer, you know what it be a target? He has set his target already. When they do a project, you get your target where that you target dinner, you know must be. But the subject of itself where they can go to the people there, they know the innermost part of that subject. Now what he tell and they take. What he not show they know they see them. So the one way not show they hide out. So the day where they show them, that day the way they don't know say they already succeed. Now like this. Okay. So if Kandeh Yumkella can make any of the moves to any side, now to your profit, it doesn't mind what you will say later. The only thing which might make some words away very quick and for 10 points, you don't mind now if you take her or not take her. I'm sorry. pardon me, forgive me. You know, that was wait, don't tell you, don't forget about you. Now with the campaigners, they go say, "Oh, the man who say na motor man, all man they eat all in plazas. If you don't can say sorry, if you don't want to take away, no." So we live in a happiness and a hypocrisy land. We are very much say, Hosanna, Hosanna.
And they say crucify.
Say back, say crucify.
Okay, so the issue of politics is really big, and nothing anyway we're not going for done. So let's draw you quickly. Go to another issue, quick one. Inside this paper, because of we actually run from time, maybe this will be the last issue we'll talk about. Tribune Time say US aid provides 3.2 million emergency food assistance to Sierra Leone. You know, basically, this story, you know, I don't know. This is my opinion. Enough from part of your own because I'm going for your waiting your own journey part of them. You know, I'm concerned about emergency food assistance, but no, it's small part by the story because they manage for tip way of the story. It said the United Nations World Food Program (WFP) welcomes 3.2 million from the United States Agency for International Development (USAID) to provide emergency food and development assistance to 68,000 women, men, and children in Sierra Leone, where 4 out of 5 households have irregular access to safe and nutritious food. Now, this is not the World Food Program we'll talk about again in USAID. And at one point in time, we still say the WFP World Food Program in talk say hunger done 4 times past how it been there in the last 4 years. You remember that video there, right?
Sure.
Yes. So now, what do you make up of this particular thing? You know, this headline we'll get now. So, emergency food assistance to Sierra Leone. In my opinion, please now, I know they ask you a question on that issue there, but in my opinion, I feel saying now, we get war, we get crisis, now then they give food assistance. But in your opinion, what do you think about this headline?
You know, war comes in different ways, either direct or indirect.
Okay.
You go face the bullets or you face the circumstance. We are not affected by war, but the impact is on us due to war. When you look at the Ukraine-Russia war, we say beaucoup assistance they command the car or market they command the car where they make business really wrong, factories are wrong. It has been greatly disturbed. When you look at America no more, the corona again, the amount of death will not take place at the European war, the amount of expertise will not die. The way we say, like if you go now one factory, sometimes the workers the other day, if not 100, you can understand say 70 don't die, now $30. Then a very big gap in that factory. So if that factory they supply 100 tons of let's assume rice now of rice for let it come na Africa. That people that be the producer resin for land and they can. It's not possible. Mind you to Africa no more get for buy that rest. All other countries they get for buy the okay, if na Africa, not to salon they go buy that rest no more. All Africa countries they get for buy. So if na 100 tons they can, but because of the capacity, the working capacity will not drop. Where instead of 100 people there, now 70 people then, 30 people then nowadays. So the founder said they're not able to produce 100 tons again. So 10 or 5. Then if that 10 or 5 tons come for Africa, then Nigeria big pass salon. Remember how many you go put from down there? Then you kill the other African countries that are highly populated. Take to Guinea. Then at the end of the day, now how many go reach na salon? So if salon be they get 5 ship rice where they can, now the 1 ship where they can not follow better again. And Sierra Leone be they eat that 5 ship chop they in order to. Then now the one where they can, so that's in a heavy deficit. So it could be more. So that kind of thing they affect salon right now. So if that kind of thing they happen now, Sierra Leone would all move to a stage now we are in. Usai 10 Leone property they trade, don't go to 100 Leone.
Yeah. So the
Fast
backup
because
question I go ask
of
you.
that.
Now we see outside the Africa leaders, them actually go na Senegal, Dakar. Outside they say they want to be food self-sufficient or food sovereign. You actually feel say in a country like Sierra Leone, because when they talk about 62 million, when they talk about almost $1 million we get for camp for we, you think say we go able for reach within the shortest possible time for let we be food self-sufficient?
I cannot. Where food self-sufficient, I underline it.
Okay.
I go only say it go close the gap. At least it go salvage the hunger situation of the country.
Okay.
Where the bag of rice is 500 plus. So if that kind of thing they come, then I believe say that would drastically drop the price control in commodities.
All right.
Because if you were the sell at the market, you're not going to get too much customer than now for the can buy because Boko houses they therefore they get free supply immediately. Then they go drop because as I talk to you right now, NAXA they do that kind of thing right now that is going on some extreme houses that were extremely vulnerable.
Yeah.
That they give us some cash right now as they talk. So if this come now an added advantage. And then they go create, minimize the poverty situation within the country right now. We are very close to election, and that one can be very much convincing for the electoral process because it can be a form of a campaign lie where politicians will use that for more political party in power.
I think on the area of food, the campaign message get for day from two sides. You know, it get for day from the opposition and it get for day from the government. But that all you day, and that come with problem. Problem, welcome back.
Yeah, Ali, sorry, I go off abruptly.
It's okay.
Network and some other problems.
Yes, so it's okay. So we actually not go into that issue again. So the question where they ask now, we see inside Tribune Time, they actually talk say, we country don't get, they get 3.2 million emergency food assistance from United States of America, you know, for able for handle the eat business in the country, because according to this World Food Program, they say 4 out of 5 households now they get access to nutritious, safe and nutritious food. When means say they not eat fine at all. You know, what do you make up of a story like this? And this could probably be the last story where they talk about inside the program because of time.
All right, this is very important. Now, a welcoming news for me. We see another country, they try for intervene, for see how best they will able to address the hunger situation of the country. And as a part of comment, when our community radio stations they come together and they do a program when I right to food. And the coordinator they always talks, they don't describe or classify Sierra Leone. If not, the what?
Sorry, I'll ask. Comnet na that TO in community-based organization.
Say again.
Na that TO in network.
TO, more fire. TO,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Continue.
Yeah. So we do that program and we get some findings. We for say angry dinner. So sending a food like that is very important. But as a country again, it is very very unfortunate. For Mekude by now, we cannot feed ourselves. Although food business now something very complex because if I eat yesterday at Belfu serious one, do clean, I want to eat back. So it's something very complex for me to be able to address. Nothing will not be sufficient when you eat because every day you eat the other do clean, you have to eat and all the rest of it. So unfortunate as a country, until now, we're not be able to address food business in this country. And both past and present government in their manifestos, they may not they put key or something we get to do with agriculture. We all see the SY president, Dr. talk about commercialized, we talk about commercialized farming and all the rest of it, and go for tractors, whatever the case may be. Or we not see that come to pass. And the present government back, it starts with that. But I don't follow recent information that the second term, optimistically, because very optimistic that is going to
is going to form governance again for the elections coming. That he get for prioritize agriculture business. So it is but necessary for make the one them way them dey in governance, so make them go put seriousness in terms of agriculture, for make them go put food at the table. Because when somebody angry, they say a hungry man is an angry man. So most of them things, then some man them for cocoa you better they can buy the birthright and all the rest of it. So for my country to get food is very important. So that country where they send them kind quantity of food. On behalf of Sierra Leoneans, I want to join with all for thank them, and I hope say that will come cushion the food problem in this country. Have bad grace, for make somebody able to afford that is difficult. I don't go talk about food, one bad grace. You see? And the other thing for the governance them, whether they talk about food sufficiency, yeah, food go day, enough, rest go day. But in my opinion, the need for diversify eating style. Now here you see somebody go eat fine yam, then cook chicken pana, the yam, you go say take me tell you say you know eat it because you want eat that rest. So there are many other food, cocoa day, mango ebe day, the other thing then. All they make cassava, they make some other things then protected for make, but we Africans, we staple food where we all not just go for every day we must eat them. So it is difficult for me rest to be sufficient at this country if only we not diversify with style or habit of eating.
Okay, so we actually don't come to the end. So I ask Una this question, but I know the title this question here. So Victor, I start with you. Take into consideration, well, I've been saying the title, but sorry. But actually, I will speak to the election proper, you know, and I just want to use 5 minutes for do this roundup, you know. Victor, if you for talk to Salon people, especially now that we come to the election, and if I listen to it properly, they talk about the deception, you know, where how politicians them, you know, they use them politics for do politics per we, you know, if you for talk to we the voters them, waiting you go actually want for left with them.
Honestly, to the voters, my plea is they don't fool it for so long. And with all we see that the fool politicians at the end of the day, now for can make their own way. And the very person you ain't go sit down near you in the sleep when the grab will go tell you say you don't make like enter no more. As I enter, I don't run, you don't make her. And that's same person again where after I don't enter, you go say
Victor, you get experience out of that day. Somebody don't do so.
Mind you, we are reporters. Yes. We are reporters. We are on the ground every day. People give us their experiences.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, not on me directly.
All right, no problem.
But I've got so many. Yes, we go see somebody say, I never talk to that man again. I never ever talk to her. They say, what happened? That man, they kill me almost for his sake. 9 days like today, I tell her, I say this and that. From when I enter inside job, you know, I see me say, I've seen all those things.
Yeah.
So, they don't happen on many occasions. Really, don't do follow land now. Don't come up at this full year. So, what we can say now is, let us learn on the practicality, not on promises. Somebody where they do something, in fact, that urge the PR system for Lego be loved. Yesterday I did one program, radio, where Honorable Bernadette Lahai, the interviewer, she said a lot and was so supportive for the PR system as how it will close the gap and make so many people there be in politics and participate. Whereas the constituency beyond the limit, so mind you, she's there with a vast experience. It don't come out. If we can support PR yesterday, that means they know very well what to be there for that PR day, but they all be the hider. That tells you about politics. Well, mind you, this same PR within a parliamentary day, they argue. But none of the politicians when a parliamentarians not go to their constituency there, for go educate the people there and learn there about what's in the benefit and loss about PR system. Not until some politicians they never do so because they think and say if they do so, but they're not going to go parliament again because some them from where they take they lost at the constituency. pass away election they cancel, they don't begin a goodie. But if we ask the PR now what are the people that want to they in the area when they born and they sit down, now that they bring in, and it costs a lot of less burden. So looking at all these things, let people that now know say politics again.
All right. Thank you.
And the thing where government gets na national cake, now everybody get her. Not deny any parliamentary or politician or president for local development in the area. That one way they count at that moment, they na you gain from the national cake. If you deny the question of Natumbo, where they go people there, they say they don't want light, then they go pour the pole the bonam. Now it at a detriment. There are some, not all man they 100% say no one light, but some few because of politics don't go put that ballot per there. Now they suffer for long. It happens in the then government way. Kenema deny say they don't want APC development. So where SPP can later they started fresh instead of continuation. So they you Jacob and so they you right they be deny because they deny. Where SPP can start now, they are far from, not that development is not there, but they would have made more gain if they get a small cake first and can add this one. They would not take at all. Then they start fresh here now.
Thank you.
So these are the positions. Let people be very, very brave and brilliant about politics now. Let them not do it for the individual possibly that they vote for, but let them think of, let them always take themselves as the first person, priority, what they go gain. If they think of what that they gain, and how the area community household go gain before they think of the politician own profit. They are in calculation, total calculation, Sierra Leone will be in a better way for development. But notwithstanding,
very much.
Probably escape the 5 radio stations with Dana, what they consult, and they not be taking your station. But only that
he said now it gets program now.
No,
Yes.
other radio stations not be link up. Other radio stations not be link up. I dey tell you something very authentic. I am on the ground. You know me say where they not taking
from a mouth. Now from a mouth, they tell me from a statement. I'm not supposed to tell you.
The information making the rounds that all 5 radio stations they be link up. No.
No, in your statement, and I talk about what they say. Now what he say? He say that this make because of the hot. Now make you don't link 5 radio stations. You don't hire them. You don't pay them.
Mind you, that woman go want.
All right. So, Unadede?
Sorry about that, but now what he be say? I take her from your mouth.
So basically, what we do? Probably need I know really want for the probably loss in network by this time. It's very important for the end the program.
Hold on. That's a problem. Hold on. Thanks very much for having me.
It don't come. Problem, you get me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I get you.
Yes. In just 30 seconds, what you go reply with regards the simulcast way they talk about before we go to the election talk. The simulcast of that Diana. The link way yes, where they talk about.
Coming bro.
You get me, please?
Yeah, they get you now.
Yes. What do you want for reply to Victor with regards Diana in program in 30 seconds? Probably you get me? Yeah, unfortunate because the line not the favorite.
Again?
You get me, please?
Yeah, the line, I get you now. I get you, Ali. Say again.
Yes. Say in 30 seconds, what you want for reply with regards to the Diana issue? The Diana in linking.
Well, in the first place, me not been listening. But the audio they make the rounds on social media and some other things, and the other parts themselves will respond and all the rest of it. So it's all about making them improve because like right now inside our district.
Okay, I think the network not in favor again. So we actually go come do the cutting down of the program, and maybe we'll get
The APC is divided into 2 groups.
Check your mic not mute. Check your mic not mute. Your mic don't mute.
Hello?
Probably. Yes, you don't come on. Go ahead. You don't mute again. Yes, yes, go ahead.
All right. So John Leka, they say, they expect the other part, the other member on the other side can say good things about that other person.
Correct.
But I'm not going to tell you authoritatively that I've been listening to that broadcast, but from explanations, discussions, that you don't say things that then they on top of situation and then get here, and then we'll see that the next elections, then you candidates
Okay,
go make
so actually, I know I don't make that the issue, but the question why they ask, the same one they ask Victor, especially down at area there, like you actually don't say right now better with regards violence, but and we know say corona na hot zone and I remember one time in the with regards all kind of brutality, police brutality, violence amongst the youth, and all of the things. And I remember I don't go moderate program and that because of the kind of testimony where I get, I was touched so much that I'm able to hold up myself, during a live debate program. So now let me go. You get the platform. You're a journalist, and a lot of people they listen to you. If you for talk to youth them with regards election and violence, what will be your message?
Well, this don't be said over and again, but because of the importance when you attach to peace, I must talk about again that gone are the days which man, the politicians and especially the aged, we get few years to the grave. We me and them get more years for allow we for make people cause mayhem because development, the road development they take for going inside a peace. So you demand them now, you get million nothing, you ride Okada, you go watch again, you go do some other things, so you get million nothing, you still they enjoy and carry on with your life now because there is peace. So then we all say no to violence, but nobody and we don't watch but who click them on social media. Although the social media is so porous, you get your disadvantages.
Yeah.
But one of the advantages now we get some stick them whether money man can he say hey no na go now in the act as he say picking they say you go school, so they all back out. So let us take that mentality that any politician we want for us me him, he say no go first. Where you picking, where you woman, make them first day before let we all join because for you the first. So you forget that thought, we have that mentality. Then coming to the area where they ask to how it will conscientize people with regards how for vote and all the rest of it. You see now something very complex because Motaman not for punky for knock and know if he's strong or not. Then on the side of politicians, they can always talk word na mouth, not to load na head. So it is very complex. The only thing is don't vote on personal sentiment, tribal sentiment, regional sentiment in terms of religion and all the rest of it. But you listen to somebody, they talk, or you get for check in track record. What this person don't be? For maybe we'll count on promises. Victor will say not directly affected, but me as a station manager here, I am directly affected. Mind you, the last elections, Boko of the APC. They have colleagues, they have friends. Hey, manager, say, no, we're all young. Don't just use this platform, the media. Manager, if people say if I go and I don't go do this, that, from that time to now, I've not received more than 2 calls from them. So you see?
I miss
so,
they misquote me. I don't say I'm not ever directly affected.
No, Victor, you said from people where they rub skin with, you hear from them.
Victor says not directly affected. For me, I'm directly affected. Lots of promises you have made, they are never fulfilled. So not bank on that one day. Say, this person don't promise this. Waiting at the who side the sign say if for one. Not to that personal business and this don't talk to we go do this. Who side they get them? These are the questions you ask. So now somebody will say he don't get track record. The stand as that developmentally oriented. You go don't do something, not to say, let go fair now. No, not to parliament, not to pit hole for go fend a diamond for camp. No, we are going there to work and see how best you go help the people and you go help the country as a whole. So let us be very watchful, let us be very critical, let us be very meticulous the way how they will scheme with them. Before then they say they want to be MP, they want to be this, they want to be that. What thing they don't do? What you don't be track record? Habits na smoke, character na smoke. You know they hide. It go don't come out one or two things. Not go vote for out of sympathy or empathy. So that will be the last word, Ali, to viewers, to listeners, and to Sierra Leoneans that should be prepared with mind for go to the foods where will be June.
Thank you very much, Public Alpha, and thank you very much, Victor Tutu Rogers, for joining me inside.
Yeah. Ali.
Yes.
I want me you add one title to Victor. Now evangelist now. I anyway he coach he say wait when they lost the right. He's now an evangelist, please.
Okay. You agree with that, Victor?
But the man where they talk so, you know, say my papa na ordained reverend before, and he where they talk so, na me church be they go. So
No,
for
you know
evangelist,
me say if you know me say if the body in a church they become pastor.
Yes.
No, now they talk. I say you will give me the title now.
No, but now you don't visit in church. You don't go in church, of course. Evangelist Victor Tutu Rogers.
Please, give me the title. And my papa na be a pastor.
Oma, you don't quote from the Bible. By virtue of that, you are an evangelist.
So the mother ordained me.
Yes. So myself I endorse. Thank you very much.
Don't need to be ordained. Evangelists are any other apostle they preach the gospel. You don't need to be ordained.
Yes.
I appreciate you now so much, you know. And for me, now blessing for I get two colleagues we, you know, I've done work with before. For let me see that again a panel for discuss issues of national interest. I appreciate that there and for telling me plenty. Thank you. And I look forward for the discuss with tonight again in another beautiful edition.
Always available.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Okay, I get a very good day.
You too.
Amen.
Alright, so as well for tell you where to watch. Thank you very much. You where to like and share. We appreciate you so much. Until we meet again inside another beautiful edition. God bless we country Israel. Where we can call we hard.
Another morning again inside we had. Plenty things then they happen. I wonder how sneeze again what go here today. But this be small country we had. Anyway, before I go to the wahala na we had, I just go to my kitchen and check my colors.
Yes, colors.